Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at a Dragon Booster trading card game premiere set. This is just a starter set, but it is a randomized starter set. That is to say that there are 3 different starters you could get in here. I find that a little weird, I guess, but whatever. So your chances are, man, why are these names always so hard? Cyrano with Parmon Sean, Franz Sean with Lance Penn, or Forge with Pyra? I don't know. Each randomized starter deck contains 60 random cards, 39 commons, 18 uncommon cards, 3 rares, and 1 crystal draconian pack of 5 cards, which contain 1 dragon card and 4 gear and or crew cards. You also get a full color rulebook, a playmat, and 1 demo pack of 13 cards. So let's take a look at this and see what's in here. This is supposed to be a pretty fun game, but I've never played it. I had never even heard of it until I found a demo deck of it somewhere. I don't even remember offhand where I got that, but I'm old, so the memory's starting to go. So let's try and open this. Alright, there we go. This plastic's aging poorly. See, this was put out by Score Entertainment in association with Alliance Atlantis in 2003. Get the box out of the way. Alright, so here we have our playmat, I assume. Nope, this is some kind of... oh, yep, playmat on one side. So down here you've got, it says Dragon Deck and Damage Pile. And then in the center you've got your Mag Pit. And then your Race Deck and Discards. And there's like a life track on the side here. There's like a racetrack thing down the middle that actually says track on it. And then something called the Zone. I assume this is based off of an anime or a cartoon that I never watched. So I'm going to have to just kind of go with that. So yeah, so this little poster thing. And there's a full checklist on here. It looks like there are 270 cards plus promos. There's a lot of promos. So it looks like there's B1 through 5, M1 through 5, MOV1, OP1, OP10, 9, or 10, 11, 12, then OP2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got them out of order. Then P1 through 5. Yeah. So they got it out of order on their own checklist. That's some quality assurance right there. The paper is really thin. It's pretty garbage, like most of these things tend to be. I would think this will hold up after... it'll be destroyed in probably a week of playing, depending on how many you play, how careful you are with it. But it's really thin paper. It's better as a poster, honestly. Alright, so then you've got your rule book here, which is, feels like it's on barely better paper. Alright, there's an ad for the show. Apparently it was on Disney Channel and ABC Family. It's got a lot of color to it, at least. Easy to read. Looks like the game's fairly easy to play. Probably not that overly complicated. There's more ad than anything on here. Look at this one-page ad, and this page has a bunch of little cartoons on it, and then some rules, another pictures, then another page of ads on DVD and VHS. VHS, what? Alright, then some toys, some more ads. Every other page is an ad. That's, is that the Canadian Broadcasting? Yeah, CBC Television. So the Canadians are even advertising on here. So yeah, it looks like it's mostly, it's probably half ads, but it's, I don't know, 20 some pages long, 30 pages total. I would guess half of it's ads, and there's enough little pictures on here that you could probably take another page or two out for that. I don't think it would take very much to learn how to play this. Alright, then we've got, there's this little pack. What is this? I don't know what any of this stuff is. Alright, so here's the demo game. So that's kind of nice. I'm shocked they actually put this in here, because usually the demo packs are not in here. Oh wow, there's 3 little wrapped packs. Alright, we'll start with the demo. We've already looked at this in a previous video, but we'll open it again just to see what, in case it's different or something. It's been a long time since I filmed that episode, so I'm not sure what's supposed to be in here and what isn't. So it's interesting that they have this in here though, because it's usually demo decks are not in the starter. So this is probably just like a tutorial. All right, this is a fold out of the rules, how to play. So it's got everything you need to know, just like the rulebook, but somehow slightly worse because it's a fold-up sheet of paper on slightly crappier paper. And then it's got the track again, discard, race deck, etc. Just like the other one would, but for 2 players it looks like. So, that's the little fold-out. Nothing too fancy. Just another crappy thing to have folded up in a box. And then you get your cards here. You got Do Not Shuffle, that says on there. And then on the back is just the Dragon Boost logo. So let's just look at it like normally would. We've got Word Pain. We've got Binoc Recon. Uh-oh. Ambush at the Stables. You can see how poorly these were cut. This card has the bottom of another card at the top. So whoever, Score is such a mixed bag sometimes, but whoever they sent this to print it didn't do a great job. And there's Captured. There's Dragon Eyes, and look, this card has the border of another card on it. Again, so they didn't exactly pay a lot of attention to detail. Then we've got Red Thrust Gear, which is probably what that is. We've got Your Next, Mag Kick, Charge, then Golden Wingspan, Enraged, which again has the cut of another card on top of it. And then we've got the Do Not Shuffle card. Alright, so that's the demo deck. Let's get to our other one. We'll start with the top one of these, see what's in here. I don't know why these are in 3 different little bags, but probably 2 of them are not random. Or actually more likely there's 1 commons, 1 uncommon with rares. Yeah, these must be the Crystal Draconian cards. And we already looked at the demo. So there's 60 other cards in here, and I'm guessing one of them is like the team deck that's randomized, and the other 2 are probably the standard stuff. So we've got Acro Dash, Quick Turn, Sliced, Clipping at the Knees, then we've got Burning Air, we've got Night Joust, Shadow Leap, Covert Race Tactics, Graceful Leap, Practice Joust, Henchman's Signal, Bring in the Lackeys, I don't think lackeys like it when you actually call them lackeys. We got Tricky Wind Drafting. Roar! Whipped. It all starts somewhere. These are gold, so I'm guessing they're probably the rares. Then we've got Dark Dash. Dragon Eye Power. Nudged. And lastly, Double Dart. Alright. Let's look at pack number 2. First up, we have Energy Transfer. We have Timeout. Henchman's Signal. The Power of Order. Illusionary Fear. Drac Run. Barrel Through. Stealth Slam. The Perfect Pair. Pack Race. Dragon Joust. Bring in the Lackeys. Snort. Butting In. Total Recall. Mag Burst. Brave Your Fears. Flamefall. Caught in the Act. And lastly, Power Resurged. Alright. Colors are vibrant. Cards are easy to read. I like that. Let's look at our last pack of the big cards, and we'll get to the draconian cards, or whatever, however that's pronounced. First up, we've got Mag Jump. Then we've got Gifts of Flame. Aerial Assist. Daring Rescue. Blocked. Mag Lure. And then we've got Power Lift. Burst Forward. Shadow Leap. Timeout. Quick Stop. Grand Theft Dragon. Mad Dash. Crafty Idea. Double Dart. Dead On. Brave Your Fears. Pat on the Back. Drag Jam. And lastly, Traffic. Alright. Now, the art style really isn't my thing. I'm assuming these are images from the show, but they're very crisp, sharp images, so it's easy to see. And what I like is that it's like in this eyeball shape. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like a dragon eye. But it makes the text easy to read. There's nothing interfering with that. It's a very clean layout. I like that. So it is pretty easy to see what's going on in the cards. So makes gameplay a lot easier for everyone. The back of the card design looks cool. Lots of leading lines to bring your eye into the center, to the logo and the vehicle thing there. So yeah, I kind of like the gold color too. I think that's nice. A lot of them are very drab tones to them, but this looks a little brighter. I like that. Let's look at this draconian thing. Crystal Draconium. Alright. So, is there only... how many cards are supposed to be here? 1 dragon card and 4 crew cards. These stick together. Alright, so these are kind of garbage cards. So we've got Fraxune with Lance Pen. And you can see where these have stuck together. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but there's like a residue look on the clear areas. I don't like these because this is easy to scratch. It's a neat gimmick idea on paper, but it doesn't execute well. Especially because these were all stuck together and I thought there were only 2 cards. And it's really hard to read these. So I would sleeve these in a solid opaque color so you could actually read it. Probably like a white or something. Then we've got Sprat, Reckless Friend. Battle, all players must damage one of their crew. If they cannot, they must damage one of their gear. So what bothers me is this looks really dirty when you look at the card. So it looks like, because they were stuck together, they look like they had fingerprints all over them. So they look kind of gross. Then next we've got Blue Dragon Star Gear, level 5. Here, maybe this will be easier to see on the camera. Kleenex, more than just wiping your nose. So I'll give you a second to get an eye full of the card because it's kind of hard to see otherwise. Then I'll switch it out with the other one, first one we looked at. Alright, then we've got a Purple Marking Gear, level 4. And our last card is Light Green Deflection Armor, level 3. So aside from these, which are nice thick plastic, but it doesn't really work because they were stuck together, so there's like a residue that it makes them look grimy when they're not. They're brand new, technically, even though they're 12 years old. The copyright on these say 2005. The box said 2004, but obviously 2005 is more recent. So they're more than a decade old. The cards have held up really well. These crystal draconian things, not so much. They look fine. It's a neat gimmick, but they really needed like a coating of something on the back so you could see it easier and read it. It would have been fine with me if they'd coated like a white layer on there, because the way they stuck together makes them look filthy, and it's real easy to scratch off the ink or the printing process on here, and that would ruin the card effectively. So I don't particularly care for the style here. I think if these had been either thicker with a slightly opaque background, it would have worked, or something along those lines. A different kind of gimmick would have been better. I see what they were going for, but it didn't really work. So yeah, so that is really, there's quite a lot here. The demo deck really helps a lot. The cards are nice. The one cards I don't really care for. I think they're a little lazy. It's a little too gimmicky. It's not necessarily lazy. It's an interesting idea, just poorly executed. So, yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty good little set, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not something I'd be interested in personally. So I won't. I think if you like the show, you're going to be more inclined to want to try out the card game. But as far as something I would play, it's not really my thing. The quality's pretty good. They did put a good effort in. Unfortunately, these are fairly expensive. It looks like it was a low print run thing, and some of the, like the demo deck we saw, some of them were cut wrong. So there's going to be error ones, and that's just lazy. So I give them overall like a B- on this one, because the poorly cut cards is a big deal to me and a lot of other collectors. So I have a problem with anybody that does that. It's a lack of quality. And those crystal cards really does make it look cheap. even though it's not. Those are probably fairly expensive to make compared to a normal playing card, but they look grimy, and even though they're brand new, they looked like they had been fingered by dirty-handed 2-year-olds or something. So they kind of have that gross look. Otherwise, it looks like a great fan game. It doesn't look like a very complicated game. It looks like something that fans of the show would probably enjoy, actually. And I've never actually seen this played. I actually stumbled across this. I think I actually have a couple starters somewhere, because I remember seeing them. But when I opened that demo pack, after I ended the video, I was thinking I got some of those somewhere, but I haven't found them yet. But I came across this one real cheap, so I picked it up. I think I paid $6 or $7 for it, which was probably overpaying. But these are pretty hard to find, and they seem to go for about 10 to 15 online. So if you're a fan of Dragon Booster, and you find these cheap, yeah, I would probably get it. But I don't know how often you'd be able to play, or where you'd even find boosters for it. So I think this is really just for the diehard fans. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.